hopes are high as a clear blue sky when he was said.
I want to welcome you to Writers in the Round. It's awful good that you're back with us. Particularly want to thank those of you that have been writing us. There'll be a post box at the end of the show that I hope you'll pay attention to and let us hear from you. We just love it. And we've got some awful nice mail lately, and I appreciate it. A little bit of it that I got was about a young man who's with us again. It's the first time we've had somebody back with us again, and that's Eddie Cunningham. We had Eddie doing some things there, so...
well, you're always busy.
Just keeping busy, yeah.
I see you doing stuff all over the place. And so before you get too busy and we don't have you anymore, let's hear another song.
This is one Ed and I wrote. This is the first song we wrote, and...
That's right.
That's the first little sweet little thing. She's out home now. She's out there. She might be out home. Okay, here we go. It's called She Sets My Sights Straight.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Been running me around and round. I was a victim of a lost and found. I couldn't focus but my eyes were fine. I just couldn't walk the line. Could have gone on like a saying Leslie, never given any woman all of me. Caught up in a game I couldn't win, just to do it all again. But girl, you made me stop, stuck like glue from the moment I laid eyes on you. Been on track, ain't no looking back since I found love. She sets my sights straight. This time I'm gonna see it through. I never met a woman that could do me the way you do. Sets my sights straight. Baby, my aim is true. Set my sights straight, straight on you. Oh, come on. Yeah. You ready now?
Yeah.
Well, hindsight's 20/20 and it's plain to see. You're the only woman that can set me free. How'd I live without you, girl? I never know. Baby, please don't ever go. Girl, you made me stop. Stuck like glue from the moment I laid eyes on you. I've been on track, ain't no looking back since I found love. Set my sights straight. This time I'm gonna see it through. I never met a woman that can do me the way you do. You set my sights straight, and baby, my aim is true. You set my sights straight, straight on you. Well, I never met a woman that can do me the way you do. Yeah, you set my sights straight, straight on you. You set my sights straight on you. Oh, baby. Yeah. Oh, we ended at the same time that time.
All right, all right.
All right.
That's a good song. That's a good song. Now, I mentioned before, Eddie, that we heard a little bit of...
This is one I wrote with a good friend of Larry's and ours, Dennis Knutson, back in Nashville. It's called...
now, just quickly, Dennis has written also for... Who are some of the people we would have heard sing some of Dennis'
George
songs?
Jones, he wrote 14 Minutes Old for Doug Stone. He wrote the Miracle song with me for that movie. And he's a great writer. He wrote for Buck Owens for a long time.
Definitely one of the big boys.
Definitely one of the big boys back there.
Yeah, Dennis is a great writer.
He's great. He's one of Larry's favorite writers, too. And,
Well, let's hear this song.
it's called Back Then. This was for my mom and dad.
Back then he had a pack of Lucky Strikes rolled up in his t-shirt sleeve. He had a 32 Ford lowered down to the ground, and a babe he couldn't believe. And Hound Dog was the favorite song, and they would bop all night long. And Mama's still pretty as she's ever been, and Daddy's still cool as he was back then. She wore his leather sweater and his high school ring on a string around her neck. She was queen of the prom and he was king of the road on the full moon night they met. Her lips were red as the color of her hair. Her skin was soft and fair. And Mama's still pretty as she's ever been, and Daddy's still cool as he was back then. The secret to their lasting love that never falls apart must have something to do with the way they both stayed young at heart. Time has been so good to them, and Mama's still pretty as she's ever been, and Daddy's still cool as he was back then. Yeah, play now. Well, there's a classic car in my backyard with a string around the mirror, and on that string is a high school ring that never tarnished through the years. Well, I walked over and I opened the door and I brushed some dust away, and there on the dash was a faded photograph, and it read prom date, 1958. And Mama's still pretty as she's ever been, and Daddy's still cool as he was back then. Oh, the secret to their lasting love that never falls apart must have something to do with the way they both stayed young at heart. Time has been so good to them, and Mom's still pretty as she's ever been, and Daddy's still cool as he was back then. Yeah, my mama's still pretty as she's ever been, and Daddy's still cool as he was back then. And I thank God they met back then.
All right, that's great, that's great. Now you guys are playing together a little bit here because you know some of each other's material. You write together and you know each other a lot. And you've got some other things in common too. One is that Ed, you've done a lot of things for movies and television. You were on, you might say, live television for years at the station every day.
Well, once a week. That was
once
real
a week,
people. Yeah.
real people.
Yeah.
And you were on that for years, right?
Yeah,
Right.
for 6 seasons. Yeah.
So a lot of that. And Eddie, they're really starting to accept your music now too. You showed me something a little earlier. Have you got that? You do have it.
Right here.
Made in America is a movie out lately that you can catch one of Eddie's songs in. Which one and who's singing it, Eddie?
I wrote If You Need a Miracle with Dennis Knudsen, and Benny King sings it. And
well, that's a great kick to hear a great singer like that sings your song.
yeah, it's kind of neat to have a Benny King cut. It's really kind of neat.
Now, I also should mention that the first of the show, while our little introduction was going on, we heard a little bit of some of Eddie's music produced and not back just to the writer. And
Yeah, that's a song that I wrote with Jay Levy, who's also a friend of Ed's and mine, and with Dennis too. And it's called Like There's No Tomorrow, and Jay produced that. And it's going to be on the acoustic record that I'm doing with Chris Darrow produced.